In this video today, we're going to look at a model of the formation of sedimentary rock layers. This process is the one that you just read about in the reading, which we learned had 4 steps. There was the part where the rock pieces or fragments or sediments are washed away or eroded away from a particular area. They settle in a body of water like a lake or an ocean. They are compacted, they are squeezed together as other sediments fall on top of them, and then eventually they are crystallized when minerals that are dissolved in the water sort of glue together those pieces of sediments that are at the bottom of the piles of sediment that have formed. So this is going to show you that. So I'm going to pause it periodically as we go. So we're going to start off, and you'll see this ocean, and now some sediments are falling down to the bottom because of gravity. And now you see that we have sediments at the bottom. Now you don't need to know all of these words, but you do need to understand that there are grains of sand, you can see here, and in between the grains of sand is water that has dissolved minerals, elements, compounds, sort of like you might think of that as like the salt that's in salt water. Various minerals, including salt is a mineral, and then other types of things as well, that are all floating around. Now we're going to add some more sediment on top of this. And you'll see another wave of sediment will come down. Maybe the river was flooding that day or something. And now we end up with another cloud of sediment coming down, and we have a new layer. And that new layer compacts or squeezes down the bottom layer, the first layer. And what you'll notice is that as we look over here at the sort of the call out, you can see that now, because it's been squeezed together, the amount of particles of the sand or the silt or whatever it is, those sediments, are packed closer together, or maybe what I should say is that there's less water. So there's more of the sediment particles and less water particles in that space. Like keep going. So we're compacting or we're squeezing together that rock, and then we're going to go to the next one. More sediments are falling. We got a third layer, and again, that's squeezing. And again, what we see here is we see now there is not that much water. Mostly in this bottom layer, you've got sediments that have been squeezed really close together, pushed really close together. All of the air and most of the water has been pulled out. And I guess there are still some water, and it's highly concentrated. It means there's a lot of those minerals in the water. It's like, imagine like super, 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 super salty, but not just salt, other minerals dissolved in that water that's left behind. And we're going to keep going with this. And eventually what happens, you get another layer coming down on top, a fourth layer, and it's now going to start cementing. So basically what's going to happen is that the minerals that had been in the water gets completely pushed out. The minerals that are in the water have now sort of crystallized themselves through a process that you'll learn about in chemistry class called precipitation. But it doesn't really matter there. This is not the precipitation of rain. This is a different precipitation. But basically it is the molecules coming out of the water. And those molecules force the sand grains to stick together. So, and now they are stuck together, and now the bottom layer is a rock. The upper layers aren't rocks yet; they're still sediments. But down below, now we've turned into a layer of rock. That if we were to dig away the layers of sediment on top, there would be rock underneath.